Okay, hi students. Welcome to HLH 3320, Health Promotion Risk Reduction, Winter Spring 2019 section. So I'm Dr. Molly McClelland, and I'm going to be your professor for this section. So what I want to do today in this first video, first of all, I will try to post a video at the beginning of every week to give you an orientation of what is expected that week, what we're working on, what we're focusing on, things like that. So this first video is going to be a little bit of an introduction to the course, an introduction to me, some of the expectations of the course. This is a fully online course, so all of your readings and assignments you're going to find in the Blackboard site. That being said, I'm very available. I can meet you in my office hours on campus. I have my cell phone. You can email me, text me, whatever. I'm really available for that because I know that sometimes you can feel a little bit disconnected when you're doing an online course. Okay, so a little bit about me before we get started. Most people just call me Dr. Molly. The McClelland gets a little, it's hard to say. There's a lot of C's, there's a lot of L's, so anyways, most people just call me Dr. Molly. Feel free to call me Dr. McClelland, Professor McClelland, Professor. I don't really care, not super fussy about that. So I've been a nurse for over 30 years. I have had a plethora of experience. Most of my clinical experience is in the intensive care unit. I worked as a clinical nurse specialist, so those of you in the course that are on the clinical nurse specialist track, I also teach in that program. I worked at U of M as a clinical nurse specialist running their multidisciplinary cancer clinics there for a while, and I got a PhD in 1997, and I have been teaching a variety of courses at first at Oakland University and now at Detroit Mercy. I'm in my 11th year teaching at Detroit Mercy. I taught at the undergraduate level. I taught Med-Surg 1 and 2 to the traditionals and SDO students for about 10 years. And now I'm teaching all graduate. I teach the Nursing 7000, the introductory theory course. So if you are in the NP or CNS program, I may have had you there. This course is really fun because it's interdisciplinary. So all of you guys in this course are graduate students, but it's very interdisciplinary. So you might be an HLH student, you might be a PA student, you might be a nurse practitioner, a clinical nurse specialist, health informatics. This course is not specific to one discipline. You'll be learning all of that in your other courses. This class is designed to teach all of you about health promotion and risk reduction, which is really the direction that healthcare is going. In the olden days, as healthcare was first emerging, the physicians rose to the top as a very patriarchal system. So whatever the physician said or did or dictated, everybody that was underneath, and I hate to use that language now, but back then it was underneath. So whatever the doctor said, that's what was done. And all of medicine was to treat illness. So when somebody got sick, they'd call the doctor, they'd go to the hospital, and we would treat the illness. Healthcare is shifting now, and we are spending a lot more time and effort into keeping people healthy and preventing them from getting sick in the first place. The gross domestic product that we're spending on healthcare is exorbitant. It's one of the highest costs that we have in the United States. There have been a lot of attempts to try to fix that recently with Obamacare and with the implementation of some programs like Medicaid, Medicare, things like that. But we still have a big problem in the United States. We've got high rates of obesity, smoking, diabetes, things that are all 100% preventable. Type 2 diabetes, by the way. It's all preventable. So we really, as healthcare providers, we need to shift our thinking from treating illness to preventing illness and promoting healthy lifestyles. And that's what we're going to look at here. So as all of us work together in healthcare, and it has become a much more collaborative approach now. So, the physician, and quite honestly, the PAs and the NPs and the CNSs are really replacing that primary care physician role. There's probably still going to be a need, obviously, for surgeons and some of the specialty, but nurse practitioners and PAs and CNSs are really starting to be that primary care provider, and those are the people that are really going to be responsible for working with other members of the healthcare team, dietitian, pharmacy, social work, because it takes all of those people to keep people healthy. And I'm going to talk a lot more about that. I do a little bit of work in care management. A lot of my research is in keeping people healthy and understanding some health trends. A big one that I'm working on right now is the vaping wave that has started. The kids are now starting to vape, and there's vape has gone into this Juul thing. There's very little research about it, but it's obviously a social healthcare phenomenon that is occurring. So a lot of the research that I'm doing now is towards that end. So that's what the course is going to be about. We're going to look at some cultural factors that influence health, some geographical things that influence health, some hereditary, environmental norms, things like that, that you need to be cognizant of as a provider when you're taking care of people. So the course is really going to be a lot of fun, very eye-opening, and hopefully will just sort of set the tone and the flavor as you're developing your own practices and as you're learning your own trades, whether that is CNS, NP, PA, or whatever, HLH, health informatics. All of those things are necessary to keep society healthy, especially in the United States. So what I want to do first is just give you a little bit of overview of the course. So if you're on your Blackboard site, I'm looking at it right now. So over on the left side, all of those words that are in lime green, that's what I'm looking at right now. So if you've never done an online course, I'm guessing a lot of you, this might be your first class at graduate work. So it might take you a little bit of time to navigate this Blackboard system. But on this left side, those colors in green, if there is an announcement that I need to get up to all of you, and I'll usually post, usually one a week, maybe one every other week, an announcement. Hey, look at this. Don't forget to do that. This is due. Stuff like that. That'll come through the announcements. When you open up your Blackboard, that's the first thing you're going to see is an announcement from me. The next thing down is going to be your syllabus tab. The syllabus will be your friend. In the syllabus, it tells you what the course description is, what the course objectives are, which is everything I just talked about 2 seconds ago. Additionally, it's going to tell you the breakdown of your grades. Let me just bring that up. And it also will tell you everything that is due week by week. It's not a 14-week course like undergraduate. It is an 11-week course. So the course ends March 23rd. So you'll get done with this course before you get done with your other traditional type courses in your programs. So if you look at the syllabus, if you open the syllabus, that's my information on there. And that's my office phone and then my cell phone. Feel free, there should be a little dash there. Feel free to call my cell phone. I'm in and out of my office, but I do have my office phone tagged to my cell phone, so if I'm not there, it rings in over here. But if you need me quicker than an email or something, just text me. I check that quite a bit. So we're going to be looking at some of the concepts like healthy people. There was a Healthy People 2020. Now we have Healthy People 2030. This is stuff coming out of the government about how to keep people healthy. It talks about the course background in here. Like I said, we've recently implemented this, not recently, it's been around for probably 3 or 4 years, this course as a foundation for advanced practice practitioners. Course objectives are there on page 2. And then the required text. This is your textbook that we're going to be using. So anytime in the reading where it says Mark Edberg. This is the book. We're using the 3rd edition. It's called The Essentials of Healthy Behavior, Social and Behavioral Therapy, and Public Health. So pretty easy reading. It's a pretty easy textbook. Hopefully most of you guys have gotten that already. We do have it in the UDM bookstore, but you also can get it on Amazon. Nobody buys anything in the bookstore anymore because you can all get it on Amazon cheaper, but nonetheless, if you're in the bookstore, we do have it on campus. The next thing that you need is your the APA publication manual, the 6th edition. This is what it looks like. This will be your friend. In healthcare, in pretty much every discipline, we write in with APA formatting. So if you are not familiar with APA formatting, you need this book. There are some other resources online. OWL Purdue website has all of this. If you're using Office 365 at the top when you're writing a document, you can say that you're writing an APA paper, and it will help format it for you. That's a super easy way to do it. And I also have a lot of resources on our website for APA resources. So you are graded on proper APA formatting even when you're posting to our discussion boards. If you don't need to do proper APA, I'll tell you. If it's like a reflection or something just quick, like for example, week 1, we're doing introductions, you don't need to do APA. The other thing that you're never gonna need to do, unless I tell you otherwise, is to put an abstract. If you are sending a publication in for, or a manuscript in for possible publication, you're gonna need an abstract. But in this course, it just takes up too much space. So, but the rest of it, APA formatting. So, and we'll talk a little bit about that. This is very important because you have to be a good writer. As a graduate level practitioner, it is essential that you are a good writer because 1, you should be publishing and getting some information out there so that other people can benefit from your knowledge and your work. And 2, it just makes you sound smart if you know how to write. So, APA formatting, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so the next thing as you're going down is the requirements and grading evaluation. 93% and higher is an A. Unless you completely ignore this class, don't do the work, don't show up on time, turn everything in late, I expect that everybody should get an A in this class. It's not hard work. It's not laborious like what you're going to be doing like in your pathophys and pharmacology courses and things like that. We're just establishing knowledge. So it's not going to be a lot of memorization. It's just really learning and a lot of discussion among each other, that kind of learning. So if you just stay with the course and stay on your game, you should get an A in this course, which will help your GPA. So just telling you. So your online discussion boards, and I'll tell you how to do that in a minute, 20% of your grade. You've got 3 reflections. Each one is worth 10%. That's a total of 30% of your grade. There is a community-based intervention group project. That is due the very last week of the class, so that's going to be in like mid-March. So as you guys are starting to post to the discussion board, start kind of seeing who you might be connecting with. Are other people posting things that are similar to your same interests? I do recommend that for that final presentation, you don't just have one discipline. So for example, this course has several PA students, several NP students, CNS students. I don't want presentations that have just CNS or just NP or just PA or just HLH, because part of this course is to teach interdisciplinary skills, how to talk among disciplines, and how to use those interdisciplinary skills to enhance overall health. There's a little cultural competency quiz. There's a health literacy module. Those are super easy. There's some online things. So those are just some a couple other little assignments that we're going to do throughout the semester. Then if you go down to page 5, that's where your, page 4. That's where the topical outline is in the class schedule. So if you follow that, you'll be able to know what exactly is due each week. What are the readings? Like for example, this is week 1. It's starting on Monday. It goes and here's the other thing that I've done. The class is open from Monday to Saturday. I am a huge proponent of Sunday as a day of rest. So all work needs to be completed and turned in on Saturday. Sunday is your day of rest, and we start over on Monday. So you've got a little bit of a leeway, a rest day there on Sunday.